Why would spirit dragons want to work with humans? And why would they want to work with you specifically? Don't worry, friends, I'm going to answer this question and more in today's video. But first, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Hannah, and I help people to own their powers and step into the driver's seat of their own lives. Today, I'm going to be doing that by kind of helping you bust through some worthiness blocks, because this is a question that I receive often, and I feel that feelings of unworthiness always are at the root of this question, to be honest. But first, I want to address the wording used. By spirit dragon, I don't necessarily mean dragons of the spirit or either affinity, as I refer to somewhere up here. I'm just referring to dragons in general that can serve as spirit guides. I find that using that terminology allows people to find my content more easily, because it's easier to differentiate between like a spirit dragon guide versus like dragons in fiction, if you know what I mean. But anyways, to address your pain, my friends, because I'm sure you're just wondering, like, why would they ever think of choosing me to work with them? Dragons are so cool. They're so badass. They're so powerful. Why would they ever want to work with lowly humans like us? And specifically, why would they want to work with you, right? Like, what makes you special? What makes you cool? So the short answer is that dragons want to help humanity ascend. For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, the short version is that humanity is now shifting from the third dimension up onto the fifth dimension. And in the fifth dimension, things are more light and love, shall we say, and more fantastical things that you would never really see in the third dimension are very much a thing, and they very much exist, such as dragons. They tend to exist in the fifth dimension and higher. So right now, if you weren't aware, humanity is going through this major shift on the planet right now. The Earth is shifting frequencies to this fifth dimension and above, and the dragons are super excited and they want to help us out. That's why they want to work with humans and why they're starting to show up for humans more and more. Now, I addressed this in my video on IRL dragons a little more in depth if you want to find out more. But basically, dragons used to kind of coexist with humans on the 3D plane, and even on like the 5D, back when humans used to exist on the 5D and above. But humanity kind of fell. We kind of had a falling out, shall we say, and then humans started to kind of get violent with dragons, so they remained in the fifth dimension and above, where they can't perceived by the naked eye necessarily, where they can only really be perceived by people of a pure heart. And I know that sounds super cheesy, super like fantasy about it, but trust me, them's facts, okay? Really, dragons, they missed those times when we were all living together in harmony, when all beings were living together in harmony, when there wasn't war, when there wasn't violence, and they want to do anything they can to bring us back to that state, because dragons, despite what like the mythologies may have you believe, they are very, very unconditionally loving creatures for the most part, and they just want to help spread that love again. So now to address the question of why would they want to work with you specifically? Yes, you. I'm talking to you. If you are there, if you're seeing this video, you were seeing it for a reason, okay? This is the law of resonance, okay? You're vibrating at a certain frequency, and this video is vibrating at a certain frequency. Therefore, you would not be able to see it if you were not in the frequency that allows you to also see and work with the dragons. So congratulations, my friend, for manifesting this. Pat yourself on the back right now, because you are awesome. Now that we got that ego boost out of the way, I can tell you a little bit maybe about yourself. And feel free to let me know in the comments if you resonate with this or if you feel like I am totally off base here. But I'm going to make some assumptions on you based on the kind of people that seem to resonate with my content and see my videos. Number one point is that you are sensitive. And this isn't what our society has us believe, that, you know, sensitive is being weak or whatever. No, in fact, it's quite the opposite, as we'll discuss later. But this means you are sensitive to energy, so you can actually perceive the dragons, unlike most people who are just completely oblivious to the dragon energy. They can't feel it. They think it's absolutely insane, right, to think that real dragons could possibly exist. but you are open to it on some level, or you wouldn't be seeing this. And as such too, that sensitivity means you're kind of an empath, and that you can feel what others feel. You have just a pure, kind heart. And as such, the dragons trust that you're not going to abuse the power that they have, the power that they are going to lend to you in working with them. So to piggyback off of the sensitivity thing, you're strong, you're resilient, you're kind of a badass. That's why they want to work with you. And I can tell you right now, I know a bunch of you are going to be like, no, not me, I'm not that awesome. You are, friend. This may not manifest exactly how you think, but basically it comes down to experiencing a lot of twists and turns in your life, a lot of traumas, and overcoming them every single time, and remaining kind and sensitive every single time. Again, it all comes down to, why do they want to work with you? Because they know you're not going to abuse their power. You've had that opportunity to go to the dark side, okay? I'm just thinking of this recent video that I saw where it's like, what defines a hero versus what defines a villain? Basically, heroes and villains have the same tragic backstories, right? But it's the hero that decides to make a different choice. It's the hero that decides to not perpetuate the same traumas, the same abuse and pain and violence that was inflicted upon them. They make a different choice. And a lot of times heroes, like, they don't kill people, right? They just don't do that. Whereas villains, they repeat the cycle. They're stuck in Groundhog's Day. People were bad to them, so they're bad to other people, and they keep putting that energy out. So you, my friend, have that hero mindset, that player character mentality, where you're not perpetuating the cycle, at least not most of the time. You're here to break the cycles. So 3, why they want to work with you? Because you're psychic, my friend. You are totally psychic. And how do I know this? I can be absolutely 100% sure, because here's a little secret. Literally every human has the capacity to be psychic. But again, if you're seeing this video, if you're resonating, you are a little further along on that journey. You've already kind of awoken to your psychic abilities, even if it doesn't seem like it. And I just think of specifically the psychic ability claircognizance, which is clear knowing. That's my most dominant ability personally. This can be the hardest one to recognize as being psychic, because you just know things. It's clear knowing. You just know something. So it feels like, how would you just know it, right? Like, that's just my own thought. It can be the hardest one to accept. But it's also the most powerful of the psychic abilities. And I find that many people in my collective have very strong claircognizance. So if you want to find out what your dominant ability is, check out the description below. I have a free quiz called What's Your Psychic Superpower? It will tell you your dominant clair ability, and then I will send you an exercise to help you strengthen that ability. And you can do it over time and get better and better at it. And I have super exciting news. As of filming this video, I'm right about to launch my Psychic Superpower Accelerator, which is an e-course that's going to help you really develop each of those psychic abilities and allow you to more clearly communicate with the dragons and your other guides. So again, if that's something you're interested in, you can just check out the description below, take that free quiz. You'll be on my mailing list after that, and I will let you know once that e-course drops. But back to the video after that short commercial break and shameless plug. Sign number 4 is that you are an old soul. So you've earned it, my friend. You've earned the power that comes with working with dragons and powerful spiritual beings, okay? You've lived many, many lives, even if those lives haven't always been on planet Earth. This could, in fact, be your first lifetime here on Earth. That's also common in my collective. However, you've lived many, many, many lifetimes. You've seen many, many, many cycles. And as I always like to say, life is a video game. So it's like over these playthroughs, like this is your new game plus. And you've like carried over your skills and stuff from all these other lifetimes, whether they're latent or not, they're there. And among those skills is the capacity to work with the dragons, to hold space for the dragons, because dragons have very big, very powerful energy. And if someone who hasn't earned it would try to work with a dragon, it would just overwhelm them. They wouldn't be able to handle it. So again, pat yourself on the back because you're a freaking boss. Finally, sign number 5 is that you have had in these past lives connections with the dragons. Whether you yourself were a dragon, which is super common for my collective, or whether you were a dragon rider or someone that just lived alongside the dragons harmoniously on a different planet perhaps, or even this planet back when dragons and humans were living together harmoniously. So as such, you carry that remembrance of what it's like to be a dragon, to work with the dragons, and they respect that. They see that because time does not exist, and they can see in your soul's blueprint that you are a dragon person, my friend, and that you will understand them. And again, as it all comes down to, you won't abuse their power, okay? With great power comes great responsibility, and they know you can handle that responsibility is what it really comes down to. So there you have it, friends. That's the video. I hope those signs make sense. Feel free to let me know if you got any questions. As always, I like to gather data. Let me know how many of these points you actually resonate with. I would hope that you resonate with all of them and that I'm not completely off base here. Let me know any nuances in the comments below, or if you have any further questions on this or insights, anything you got, I'd love to hear it. I try my best to check all the comments and to respond to them if possible. So if you want to work more deeply with the dragons, I would encourage you first to check out the description below. You can go to a free video I have here on YouTube. It's a dragon realm meditation that will take you to the dragon realm, and you can start connecting with the dragons like this. So have fun connecting with the dragons. Remember, you are awesome. You are so worthy of this connection and this powerful, and you are powerful. So stay powerful, my friends. Until next time.